Hello, brothers and sisters. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I came across this story just now that's really concerning. Armed gang in balaclavas prompt primary school lockdown after breaking in and threatening children. This sounds really odd to me, so it's almost like it's fake news because there's very few stories on this and very little information. But if it's true, it's really concerning. So if anyone knows about this, please put in the comments what's going on. Armed gangs at primary school is shocking. So let's see what this story has to say. And again, I've read it once before. There's not a lot of information here, unfortunately, so I'll definitely try to watch this and see what's really going on. An armed gang wearing balaclavas broke into a West Midlands school with staff forced to initiate a lockdown. Emergency services were called to Shireland Hall Primary Academy on Montague Road, Smethwick, on Tuesday, October 7th. Masked men were said to have entered the school's playground and threatened children and teachers. I'd really like to talk to those children and teachers. So far, I haven't seen any statements to the press from any parents or any of the teachers, just this story. West Midlands Police has confirmed they are currently investigating after reports of a group acting suspiciously in the street. Okay, so maybe they're being hyperbolic, whoever wrote this story, about them breaking into the school and threatening kids. Potentially there's something else going on, but it is still concerning. A parent told Birmingham Live some of the kids saw the group of men wearing balaclavas with baseball bats in the hands and potentially other weapons. Now, one of my commenters did tell me that Birmingham Live is a clickbait site, but this has been picked up by several other news organizations. I've seen the same story pretty much on the Mirror and here on GB News. So it is hitting several different sites. The kids have been traumatized, and some of the parents have refused to send their kids to school today as the gang were heard saying they'll come back tomorrow. An alert sent out by the school at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday said, "We are writing to inform you, Shireland Hall Primary Academy enacted our lockdown procedure at the end of the day today. The lockdown was initiated as a precautionary measure in response to reports of adults on the school site wearing balaclavas and some potential weapons." So definitely something happened. Here's a comment: every school should have an armed guard. Britain isn't safe anymore. I'm 100% in agreement. If you've seen any of my other stories, I do live in America now, but I went to primary in Bury St. Edmunds at St. Edmunds, and I don't remember men with balaclavas coming onto the school grounds and threatening me. If we've learned anything in America, there are bad people and crazy people out there, and criminals don't obey the laws, and so we need security at schools. You need to harden schools. The doors are locked during school hours, and only vetted individuals are allowed into the school premises. That's just the world we live in. And preferably you have an armed guard on site. I think the laws in Britain don't allow armed guards. I think only the police. Tell me if I'm wrong, but really we need to get that law changed. Schools should be allowed to have armed guards. I don't really care how you feel about whether people should have a gun or not in the civilian world. I personally feel you should, but I'm not talking about that. Since we know there's bad folk out there, we really need armed security in schools. If the police don't have budgets to put an armed officer in every single school, fair enough, then we need to be able to have civilian security guards that are armed. All the schools in my local town have a police officer stationed there during school hours. I see him every morning directing traffic before school starts and at the end of the day, and I see him going into the school every single day, and he leaves his marked police vehicle outside in the parking lot, very visible every day. And I think British schools need to do the same before there's a tragedy. Officers attended the scene after reports of people acting suspiciously in the street. A spokesman from West Midlands Police said, "We were called to Montague Road, Smethwick, on Tuesday afternoon with reports of a group acting suspiciously in the street. Officers attended. There was no group in the area at the time. Inquiries are ongoing." So this does actually appear to be a little clickbaity. I doubt that individuals actually came on the school ground, but potentially there were some Neds walking down the street with balaclavas and weapons, bats and such. Perhaps knives. I don't know. It's a scary situation. If anyone has more information, definitely let us know in the comments. But even having a gang walking by a school is suspicious. And again, I would say we need armed security in British schools. Tell me what you think. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Hey, like and subscribe if you like this. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Thanks. Bye.